little sad watching that video just now, because knowing that I won't get to work with you guys much longer. It's been a long journey, and you might think that because of all the projects that have come out of Wagon worldwide, that we're some kind of incubator, accelerator. After all, over 100 products have come out of these camps. Some of them became startups that got acquired. Other are still used by organizations as real products. But the truth is, we don't really invest in products. We invest in people, as you've seen on these videos. And when they started, none of our students here knew anything about coding. They came from all different walks of life, and we only asked for one thing, and that is that they want to do something awesome with tech. That's why I come to work every day, and trust me, it's a great feeling when you work with people who believe in that. So, over the 9 weeks, they learn how to code, they learn how to think like a programmer, they learn how to learn like a programmer, they learn how to work together as a team, and that's how today, after only 9 weeks, you see that they built fully functional programs from scratch. Fully functional programs. So I'm super proud to introduce these 3 projects we have. One is about tourism, it's called Shanghai Greeters. One is called in education, it's called English First. And lastly, we have one about...
English Go!
Oh, I'm so sorry, English Go. Yeah, naming is quite close. And lastly, we have one about helping elders live better, and this we call the silver economy, and that's called Bonfire. So without further ado, I'd like to call the first team up. That would be the Shanghai Greeters. This team is
Hi guys, so we are Shanghai Greeters, and we're soon to be Shanghai Greeters. Okay, so let me quickly introduce my team. My name is Ryan, I'm from the US, and I was lead back-end in this project. Over there is the lovely Audrey. She was lead front-end, and she's from Canada. And over here we have Sam. He was the product manager, and he's from China. So, really quick question for you guys. How many of you, when you came to Shanghai for the very first time, you felt very lost? Hands up, who felt lost when they came to Shanghai? Okay, good. That's a good number of people. So then after you've been in Shanghai for a little while, maybe you've had some relatives and friends come and visit you, countless numbers of times. How many of you have had to deal with bringing relatives and friends to the same places over and over again? The Bun, Pudong, wherever. Okay, I see a lot of hands. Okay, so Shanghai Greeters, what it does is it's meant to kind of work on those pain points and make sure that visitors who come to Shanghai are connected with a local greeter, as we call them. So this is a local who volunteers to bring people around, and we match them together. We match together the visitor and the local greeter. And this is Shanghai Greeters is part of a global network of nonprofits called Global Greeters. So we actually got the pleasure of working with a client as opposed to making our own product. So what we discovered when we first came to the original website was that it wasn't very enticing design-wise. There wasn't necessarily a good call for action, whether you're a visitor or you're a greeter. How do you actually sign up? And also, the images weren't very great at depicting Shanghai. There's that picture of Thailand or something up there at the top. Not exactly Shanghai. So that, from a front-end perspective, was a bit of a challenge. From the back end as well, if a visitor were to sign up, wanted to come to Shanghai, or a greeter were to sign up to show a visitor around, they found that what would happen was the admin would get an email, and then they'd have to add all of the information to an Excel sheet and do the matching that way. So it was very manual, arduous labor to try to actually make a match between the visitor and the greeter. So we revamped it, And we came up with the new Shanghai Greeters site, and as you can see from kind of first image, there's a call to action. If you're a visitor coming to Shanghai, you can see and understand what Shanghai Greeters is immediately. And on the back end, we now have a database so that anyone who signs up, whether it be a visitor or a greeter, it will go to the database, and it makes for easy matching between those two parties in the back end. So I'm going to have Audrey introduce some of more of the features of the website, as well as take us through the visitor journey.
Hi everyone. So my name is Audrey, and I'm going to be going to Shanghai in a few weeks. Although it's not my first time, I had the experience last year when I was here, of booking a tour through Shanghai Greeters, and I had an amazing time with the friend that I ended up meeting with. So this year, I wanted to do it again, but last time I wasn't so crazy about their website, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go through the whole process again. But when I went to their website this time, I noticed that it was completely redone and made me excited. Might as well give it another chance, right? So here we are on the new website, and I see they finally found a photo of Shanghai that really shows it in its best light. And right away, I know what they're about. I can see, all right, I can book a tour with not a tour guide, but someone who's going to be more like a local friend. And it's free, which is awesome because I'm always on a tight budget when I'm traveling around. And I see here that they've now created these experiences, which is not something that they offered in the past. Last time I was here, I had to just sign up and not really know what I was getting into, but I can see here that they're doing this experience thing that I'm really excited to find out more about. And seeing here, I totally agree with what Melissa says. Having someone local to show you around who speaks the language, it made all the difference in my Shanghai experience. So I really want to just get right in there and check all the experiences out. So let's see more. How do you want to see Shanghai? Well, this is awesome. I like all of these things. Maybe you guys could recommend something for me to do in a couple of weeks. What should I do?
Party!
All right, let's party. So I'm going to be there actually for New Year's Eve. Let's just do that. I'm going alone, so nightlife. So this page takes me, I can see exactly what I'm wanting to book, and I can see a nice description. I want to show you guys what I had to deal with last year when I booked. The booking process was so tedious and not very clear what I was actually signing up for. So once I found the booking page, it was directly to a form that I almost gave up filling halfway through. But this time, it's really simple. I can just choose the date on the calendar. So I'm going to do December 31st, New Year's Eve. And with just a few fields this time, maybe a fifth of the old booking form, I can now have a request done already. And I know the status, it's pending, and I can expect to receive an answer within 3 days. So I'm just going to patiently wait now.
Okay, so I'm switching character. My name's Ryan, and I am the admin of the website, but I'm also a greeter as well. I happen to be a greeter because I like taking people around my city. I noticed that I just got a message over my phone saying that I have a booking request, so we'll take a look. And I see before what I had to do was that when I got a request, I would have to input it into an Excel sheet. And it was just a difficult process trying to track down names and do the matching. What I can do now is I go to my admin dashboard and I can quickly make the match right there. Take a look at my bookings. I see, oh, Audrey's coming in. I happen to be, as a greeter, in town on New Year's, and I'm going to Bar Rouge. So why not take Audrey out and show her the town? So I make the booking, and then as a greeter, I can then go into my dashboard and see that I currently have a booking, and I can either accept or deny it. Let's accept it. And I see below that my booking is then confirmed. So now I can get in contact with Audrey, and we can set up our meetup on New Year's Eve.
So I've been waiting about a day and a half, and I'm really curious whether or not a greeter has accepted my request to party on New Year's Eve. So I'm just going to check out my booking page, And sure enough, my booking has been confirmed. I'm ready to party and I'm ready to plan out the rest of my trip.
Great, and as a greeter, I really like taking people around Shanghai, and Shanghai Greeters is a great nonprofit and they're expanding, so if you guys want to become a greeter as well, tonight we'll put up the QR code and you can actually become a greeter yourself and take people around this amazing city. So, thank you. And
Alright, I'll just speak up a little bit louder, okay? I like without microphones. Alright. This photo you see here behind me, it reads, Mrs., would you consider to become my friend? I am lonely and scared, lonesome. I have no friends. All my friends have passed away. This was a message left behind by a 90-year-old woman in the US on the doorsteps of a young professional woman. 3 weeks ago, I was in a Chinese elderly home in Shanghai. This Shanghai elderly woman told me she's sick and tired of looking at white walls and white ceilings. So the only way she could connect to society was that she would sit by the entrance of the elderly home and look at people walk by on the streets and see what they're wearing. That was her only joy and her way to connect with society. This phenomena is becoming increasingly common because of factors such as the baby boom generation growing older, increasing divorce rates, more people having less kids, and let me ask, who in here are living away from home, away from their grandparents or parents above 60? Yeah. Okay? So point proven. Isolated seniors are much more likely to develop illnesses, chronic illnesses, such as Alzheimer's, dementia, other mental disorders. So our goal is to delay or even prevent such chronic illnesses from taking place. So if we go back to the primitive years, or the primitive age of our ancestors, they would be in caves, or sitting around fire, elders sharing stories to their younger generations. So let's go back to the basics. Today, it's my honor, with my team, Lan and Ben and myself, to share with you a possible solution, bonfire. I'm going to invite Ben over to introduce the product to you guys.
Thanks, Harrison. So, as Harrison just put it, and to sum up on what he just said, by 2050, there will be 2 billion people in the world over the age of 60. By 2050, that means everyone here in this room, if we're lucky to be alive by this time. Technically, half of us are going to be lonely, and half of us are going to be sick. So this is not a problem only because it's sad, but also because it creates problems. And it's going to be creating many health problems that we think there's a solution to, even if it's not the most perfect one. So today, Bonfire is our virtual fire where people gather and tell stories. Bonfire is a place where older people can exchange stories with the younger generation, and the younger generation can learn more about their grandparents. So why do we do that? Many institutions in the world use storytelling as therapy. Did you know that when you tell a story, it's good for everyone? For the speaker, it activates your brain, it activates your memory, it activates the way you make ideas and put a story together. When you listen to a story, it activates your imagination. And it also gives you more empathy, because maybe this lady that would annoy you because she's walking slowly in the street, well, now you know a bit more about her. You know that she's been through the Cultural Revolution, and maybe you empathize a bit more with many things that she has seen, or many other things she can teach you about herself. So, how does it work? This is how it's going to go. We have a platform. So, Bonfire is a whole platform which works both as a website and a WeChat mini app. So the website is responsive, it works both on a desktop and also on a phone. This is the phone version of the website. Basically, just go down, there's a QR code that you can scan. And as soon as you scan it, you get into the platform called Bonfire, the WeChat mini program. Okay, so I'm an older person, and my grandchild just talked to me about this app that could maybe make my life a little bit better. How am I going to do that? Okay, first thing, when I walk in the app, I just see Bonfire, the best place to tell stories, and I'm just going to tap the enter button. Okay. Now, there's two buttons, record and listen. I don't really know what this is. I don't feel like speaking right now. Let's see what other people have to say, because as an older person, I like to share my stories, but maybe typing is not very appropriate. I don't have very good eyes and I don't like to spend time on a keyboard. Maybe speaking is something that I'm very more in need of. So before I do that, let's listen. I just click listen and I see a list of many stories here. I see users and topics they have spoken about. So I'm going to click on a random one. For example, number 4 would be how I brought up my children. There's a user speaking about how he brought up his children. Let's listen to what he has to say and let's tap the third one.
They were always running around the block. I remember one day when they had a fight with the local. Well, my children were very...
Okay, so we're having a few technical issues here. It seems we cannot use sound on the screen at the same time.
One day when they had a fight with the local.
Okay. Basically, this is a short story that someone is telling. So let's have the screen back again. So people can speak about a topic that they want. So this was I think this was number 3, how I brought up my children. Well, basically when you tap on it, you have the sound coming out. Okay, that's cool. I could also use another one, see what other users use. So there's many different users. And I can just choose the one that I want and hear what people have to say about it. If I think it's a bit too much, I can also share and choose a topic. So I'm going to choose a topic at the top, hit that. And which one should we choose? My best memory, a place I like, a person who changed me, one regret I have, how I met my partner. Which one should we choose? One regret I have. Let's do that. Okay, we have only one submission here. I could also listen to this one, if I wanted to. Okay, no screen.
So one regret I have was not doing the bacon earlier.
Okay, one regret I have was not doing the bacon earlier. Cool, I think I understand how this works. Now I would like to share a story with the world. I would like to speak a little bit more about myself. So I'm going to go back to the home of the app. Now I'm going to hit record. Okay, once again, we're trying to make this very easy because it's for older people. So we're going to pick a topic here. Okay, we're going to need a volunteer here. Okay. Who would like to... Okay, yeah? Hello, sir. Hi there. Hi, what's your name?
Charles.
Charles. Hi, Charles. Charles, here.
Where do you want me to stand?
Yeah. Could you choose a topic that we'd like to speak about?
One memory.
Yeah?
How...
You're just going to have 10 seconds to speak about it. Because it's for a demonstration only. Let's say a person who changed me?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that. So come here with land and hopefully you can record that.
So I just speak into it.
Yeah. So you cannot see it here. When you hit record, you have a few
One person
buttons.
that changed me is a friend that I had when I first went to travel to America as a kid. You know, as a Chinese student, growing up in China, you obviously follow a lot of rules. And then my friend was actually quite the rebel. So within 1 year, I was like skipping classes and being late to like getting sent to detention and suspended and all that. So, quite a bad information.
Thank you. Awesome, cool, thanks. Let's give a hand to Charles. Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Charles. Thanks. Thanks very much. So, okay, let's see what this. Let's get to the screen. Okay, now that Charles has told us about his childhood and about someone who changed his life, well, let's play what he said.
Rules, and then my friend is actually quite the run.
Okay, so it worked. Let's connect the screen back. In real life, you don't have any screen and sound problems. It's only for the sake of the demonstration. Okay, so this is, okay, so you just hit start, stop. We just played, now we're gonna save it. Could we hit save? Great, and it's been uploaded to our server. Now that this is done, let's see if this is saved well. Let's go to the listen, and now we have a person who changed me. And if we hit it, of course it's gonna work. I guess, oh, okay. But I think they believe us.
So, one person that changed me is a friend I had.
Great. Now, this could stop here, but where the added value of the app that there's something that we wanted to add on top of that is now that I can see that many people have been speaking about different topics. But what if one of these people is my grandpa? What if one of these people is my grandma? And I would really love to know a little bit more about my grandma, the places she likes. Like, how many of us here can say that we know exactly what our grandpa is proud of? Yeah, maybe not a lot. Not a lot of people. Who here can say that we know exactly what is a big regret that our grandmother has? Who here is able to say that? Not many people are that close, maybe. Now, let's say I want to choose one person. I'm going to choose, for example, my grandpa, who looks a lot like me. Okay. So, this band here has 5 tracks. And now when I click here, I can see on that my grandpa has a lot to speak about. Now I can see how he met his partner, how his childhood was, how he brought up his children. Oh, he even spoke about this twice. So, this is the essence of Bonfire. It's a place now where I can learn more about my grandfather, and my grandfather can feel a little bit less lonely. We have great hopes for this app. We really hope this can make it big. Storytelling is a great way to alleviate all the health problems that we have spoken about. And so please join us and make the world better, one story at a time. Thank you.
And last but not least, we have English Go. This is with Forrest and Adam Clean.
Hi guys, my name is Forrest and I've been in China for almost 5 years now. Now, who here has learned a second or even third language? All of your hands should be in the air. Some of you are Chinese, you speak English as a second language. You still learn Chinese. Almost all of us here have had to learn a second language. Now, is learning a second language hard? Anyone? Yes? 为什么是难的？有没有人会给我一个比较明确的回答？为什么是难的？没有。我跟你说一个成语，就是积水潭石。Persistence. It takes persistence. You have to work at it every day. Like, that's how I learned Chinese, and that's how you guys who have learned learning a second language learn it. It takes daily repetition sometimes. So just drill it into your mind. So what English Go is here to do is lower that barrier to persistence so that you guys can practice just a little bit every day, get that spoken English, hear it, and you get to have that improvement because it's so easy. When I go back to the States, my Chinese just goes meow. I'm like, oh God, I can't remember anything. Come back to China, it's like, oh, what was that word? I have no idea. So, what we really hope to achieve here is give you an easy platform for you to practice the language and just work at it just a little bit every day, at your convenience, at your own time. No need to go out and meet somebody. You can do it right on your phone. That's what English Go is here to do. But that's just the student's perspective. Now, teachers also have a hard time. I've taught here in China English, and sometimes it's a pain. So Adam, would you please tell us about these pains?
Thank you for that, for reminding us how difficult it can be as a student. Who here has been an English teacher before? All right, so how many of you guys have tutored in English before? All right, a few more hands. So tutoring in English is something that a lot of my peer group has done in the past. And sometimes it can be great, you'll meet a lot of great students and be able to help them, but there are a lot of times where you'll have a student who cancels on you at the last moment. It's definitely happened to me, and that means that the day that you planned to go work with your student is essentially canceled. Also, you're not going to get paid for this day that you have. So I actually came up with an idea for English Go about 3 or 4 months ago, and it was a class that was all taught through WeChat. 10 students to 1 teacher. You come into a WeChat group chat and you essentially do a daily spoken activity. There were written activities, we had a little bit of everything. It was great for students, we had a lot of good feedback, but in terms of work for teachers, it was roughly 15 hours a week. It's kind of a lot if you're just going to do it part-time. So what we're doing with English Go is trying to streamline that effort, make it a little bit easier for students and for teachers, and again, lower that barrier to persistence to studying. So Forrest is going to open up the app right now. There we go. And this is a very simple app. We're keeping with the philosophy of WeChat mini programs as something that's only supposed to appear when it serves a specific purpose. And it's part of a greater learning environment, that being the WeChat group chat. So the way this works is Forrest will come in as a student. And we can see Forrest, he's right here. He has all of his lessons down here at the bottom. And all of the yellow ones are ones that he's already done, but they're pending a grading from a teacher, getting feedback. Yeah, so let's click on one that you haven't done yet. How about musical opinion? What's on number 2? There we go, health and fitness. So what we have here is a lesson that's about health and fitness that Forrest can talk about for up to a minute right now. We're planning on expanding this, but he can give his opinion on it and just try to get in a little bit of speaking time. Once he's done with that, he can scroll down to the bottom. There we go. So I think he's going to try to record himself just to give you a small demo.
Forrest Gump. My mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates.
My name is Forrest Gump, and my mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates.
So we have voice recording there, and once Forrest has completed his submission, he can hit submit, and then if you see these buttons up here, the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner, he'll be able to share them into a group chat that he's in with 9 other students and a teacher. Then I can come in as a teacher. Right now, Forrest is the teacher, just because we're working with a little bit of limited functionality. Heads up, you guys, this is a beta, but we are working on full functionality soon. And what he can do is click on his student, that's the little dot right there. And he can go and see that, and I as a teacher can see which ones he's already completed. The yellow ones are the ones that I need to give feedback on. So I can click on one. Yeah, I can listen to the submission, listen to what he said, and then scroll down and give my own feedback. Submit it, and then go push those 3 buttons up top and share it back into the group chat. So essentially, this is a platform only for spoken English. There are things that we want to do to expand, maybe think about some writing features, but right now we're keeping it about speaking. And actually, if you go back into that group chat, no, so we'll have a QR code for you guys to scan in a little while. I did mention that this is a platform that we want real users to be on. And we are planning to launch our first class in mid-January, so you'll have a full first month before Chinese New Year to begin and then to end. There'll be 3 classes a week, 4 weeks, 1 month. And yeah, that's pretty much our app. We'll make sure we get the QR code up here if you guys are interested in scanning it. we'll put you into group chat and let you know of anything that's coming in the future. So yeah, thank you.
What just happened? We just had demo day. So it was a 9-week long intensive process to get where we are today. So I went from not being able to code anything functionally, which is what I came to this camp to do. So I wanted to be able to learn how to code and make a full-fledged product. Because ultimately I want to build stuff in software that interests me. I have wanted to do it, but Code Academy was not enough. And I was like, okay, I need to learn this. I ran into T-Mobile like a year ago and was like, I'm gonna do this program because it's in Shanghai and it sounds like it's just what is going to fit my needs. So I came to Wagon and it's been a hell of a ride.
App was like my most favorite among all of the batches. It was really great. I mean, other teams also did great. I like the English Go also. I like that now people are switching to mini apps because it feels like it's more convenient for people to use. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see those projects as real products and actually use them.
My name is Ben. I was in batch 90. It was awesome.
My favorite memory? Oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe having to come here on Saturday to keep coding for our mini app because I was beating my head against the wall about how to do some of this user configuration. Being able to get through that stuff and like figure out how to debug and implement the change to where it works, you're just like, I'm not gonna swear, but I wouldn't be swearing right there.
I think I'll miss learning the most. Like I was saying that there's not many chances even in jobs where you're learning this much in just such a short period of time. And yeah, I love the thrill of like every day coming in and learning something completely new and then seeing it all come together. So I'm gonna miss that, doing that every day, because I don't think in any job, most jobs, you get that kind of experience. Devote your all to this experience because I juggle the part-time job a little bit with it, so I think it was hard to devote my all to it, but really go into it with every brain cell that you have and make sure that you get the most out of it. That's going to help you get the most out of it, just devoting your all to it.